my sister's birthday.
Happy birthday!
Natalie Louise Thomas, born June 14, 1957. You are my sister. I am blessed that you are in my life. We're gonna ride this shit out together, baby, like we do. Coming to the mic. Jay, next, please come to the mic.
All right, this piece is called From Lead to Ashes. Before they called it revitalized, before coffee shops appeared where bodegas once argued with the night, the South Bronx spoke in different sounds. Sirens, fire escapes rattling in winter wind, metal gates dragged down at dusk like punctuation marks on the day. By the time I was a kid, the fires had already passed. But the borough still smoked like smoke. Burned buildings stood like missing teeth along blocks that remembered everything. Ash didn't fall anymore. It just lived it. In stairwells, in window frames, in the stories nobody bothered explaining, we didn't know about lead. Nobody said toxic. Nobody said exposure. We just knew the windowsills tasted strange and headaches came without warning. See, you learn something early in places like this. Not every danger makes noise. Some dangers live quietly in the walls. But the Bronx was never quiet. Somewhere on the block, a needle would drop on vinyl, and suddenly, Hector Lavoe singing through cracked speakers, Willie Colon's trombone cutting through the afternoon air like Joe refusing eviction. That music held our bones together. I was quiet back then. Not weak, just watching. The kind of kid who studies stairwells, who reads a room before speaking, who learns early that tension has a sound. Around 13, maybe 14, something shifted. Not anger, awareness. The borough has a way of leaning close and telling you the truth. Soft things don't last long. So I learned to carry fear differently. Not in my chest, in my eyes, in the way I walked down the avenue like concrete knew my name. Lead in the paint, ash in the lungs, but underneath all that pressure, something else forming. A spine, a will, a refusal. The boy on Intervale trying not to take up space became the man who decides exactly when to step forward. They said the Bronx was dying, but dying places don't raise people like us. From lead to ashes, that's what they saw. What they missed was the forging. Because pressure doesn't always break a person, sometimes it makes one. And the kid who grew up breathing what the fire left behind is still standing here tonight, not burned, not broken, just forged. Thank you.
Next to the mic is one of our team members. She is fab. Sonia, please honor us. Thank you. And I'm sorry that I'm late. My GPS on my phone was just sending me off in the wrong, telling me I was going in the wrong direction, even when I was going in the right direction. Okay. Life is a terminal condition. No one gets out of it alive. We face the presence of an absence, half of a conversation wandering in search of its other half, missing answers to my questions, unknown thoughts never to be expressed. Each loss leaves a fiction of a relationship. The relationship fades into another's memory. There is no more reality check. Memories dissolve into the fog of old age. Memories lose their connection between my mind and the past. Who was that person who is no longer here? He loses his singularity. She is no longer part of a dialogue. Conflicts are gone, but so are the resolutions. Each loss leaves a hole in the universe that can never be filled, only patched by new relationships. And of my own existence, what memories will others keep that I will have no knowledge of, will be unable to shape, contest, revise? I will be gone, but you will persist.
Whose tabs poetry?
I'm here.
Please.
Thank you, I appreciate you. Oh, look at you with that Puerto Rican flag. You go, girl. Thank you. It just came from the parade.
Oh, wow. How was it?
It was beautiful. Beautiful.
You had some good food.
Thank you. Lord, mornings are dark to the woman I have not become. I try to cry in ways that wouldn't wake the children, but the cabinet smelled of a closed case and no interviews. Home has overlooked me today, but it's the silence that kills. Every day I pray that I'm enough to end this cycle, but regret has been the only thing that the radio plays since I lost myself. Of all things, the water's been off for 3 days now and there's no super to be found. It's hard. It's hard coming from a city that doesn't care to know your name. There's no love here. There's nothing holy here. No one stops the red stains that drip from our flag. And children are dimmed of a better example. Lamb of God, pray for us. But there's not too many of us left.
Wow. We're gonna open up the door for one of our features. And my team member, Angela Brown, she's got the floor. She's gonna introduce.
Good? Yes. And thank you so far to all the open micers. And I'm going to introduce our first feature. Jacqueline Reason. Jacqueline Reason, she, her, is an Afro-Caribbean writer born in St. Thomas, U.S. Virgin Islands, and raised in the Bronx before it became the Boogie Down. Reason is a poet, playwright, black feminist, and lifelong educator committed to helping others explore stories of identity and intersectionality. Jacqueline raised 3 daughters in Northwest Indiana while earning her GED, Bachelor's in Literature, and Master's in Communications and Creative Arts. She is the winner of the Grub Street Writing Black Joy Contest for her essay, House Parties. Reason is a VONA, Voices of Our Nation's Arts Fellow and Memoir, whose work focuses on survival and resilience. She has co-hosted a monthly poetry workshop and storytelling series in Brooklyn, New York. Reason's poetry is available online, and she is published in the Bronx Memoir Project, Volume 2 and 3. Excerpts of her original play, Under the Bridge, have been performed at off-Broadway theaters. She is currently finishing Always, A Battle with My Blood, a play about sickle cell disease and its effects on loved ones and families. The one-act play is set to run in Honey Vic Productions Off-Broadway Festival later this year. Her greatest love remains spending time with family, traveling, and being an influencer in the lives of her 8 grandchildren.
Thank you. I always feel apologetic in this space because I'm not a performance poet. So I will read House Parties, which is prose. That I'm a memoirist by practice. And I want to say thank you for inviting me. I know Heather's not here, but I know she'll know what we've done, and she's always been encouraging. John has been my teacher, and I feel like I know almost everybody here. So when you were saying Sonia, I didn't know you meant this Sonia. We went to watch the Mets together. Anyway. All right, so when I think of where I'm from, I think of my dad and our life on the Burnside section of the Bronx, New York. Funny I should think of him because he was more of a mythical figure than a practical person involved in raising me. I lived with his mom and younger siblings in apartment 4E on Davidson Avenue. The fourth floor windows facing the street gave a bird's eye view of a block he never inhabited but often visited. Daddy was young then, mid-20s, rocking barely buttoned psychedelic shirts with platform shoes under bell-bottom pants. A small man in stature, but big in charisma and charm. Those early years were simple. My dad was my hero. Sunrise on the block meant awakening to the aroma of just baked Italian bread wafting from the bakery at the bottom of the hill. Every other Saturday morning, the day after payday, I accompanied Mommy down the hill to the markets. My favorite spot was the butcher shop where they sold fish on one side and meat on the other. The shop was a flurry of activity teeming with neighborhood women. The women jockeyed for position, vying for attention from white men in blood-stained aprons, each hoping to score the best cut of meat or the freshest catch of the day. Mommy was a master operator here, showing the ladies how it was done. First, she commanded the attention of the men behind the counter, informing them of her preferences. Once she identified her selections, the men shuffled their feet through sawdust shavings, covering the floors. Then they made loud clanking noises as glistening cleavers chopped off heads and scaling knives flung fish skin through the air like a summer hailstorm. Though the smell was pungent and roish, it would be well worth it, excuse me, after Mommy rubbed on her special seasonings and served them with additional fried offerings of chicken, Johnny cakes, and sweet plantains. On the way home, we stopped at the number spot, disguised as a card shop, where Mommy played her numbers for the week. She kept market money in her purse, bill money in an envelope, and number money tucked in her bra for safekeeping. When Mommy won, she wrapped her winnings in brown paper to assure she didn't get pickpocketed. More often than not, however, she was taking money out rather than adding money in. We knew this was a problem when the Con Edison bills arrived on bright yellow paper, signaling our lights would soon be cut off. On the days when there was extra money, our final stop was the record shop that smelled of incense and sold black light posters. I touched the glistening stalagmite bars of homemade soap while the latest croonings of Curtis Mayfield, Isaac Hayes, or Millie Jackson played on black vinyl. Once we made it up the steep Davidson Hill, Mommy gave me her remaining silver to buy candy at the corner store. I ran effortlessly to the end of the block and blew it all on banana novelators, penny candy, and bazooka gum. The first time I read the bazooka riddle all by myself, I thought I ruled the world. When I brought gum wrapped in a paper resembling a cigarette and blew the puff of powdered sugar out, mimicking smoking a cigarette, Mommy asked me if I thought I was grown. By the time I got home, Mommy was in full preparation for the night's house party. Frankie Crocker's baritone narrated the latest happenings on WBLS radio. Above the sounds of hot oil bubbling in black iron skillets were Betty Wright's songs of liberation, Mr. Big Stuff, and Frida Payne's lamentation of a marriage failing on its honeymoon, leaving the new bride only with a band of gold. I won't sing for you. Mountains of food cooked, house spotless, and the iron rod from the police lock holding the door open allowed the women from back home to carry musings, cautionary tales, and good cheer along with food and drink contributions. I always knew the real party was in that kitchen among those beautiful, bawdy women. Somewhere near dusk, Daddy arrived, doused in Old Spice cologne, sporting his freshly cut natural with his latest girlfriend slung across his arm. He always introduced me as his daughter, requested some sugar, and leaned over so I could affectionately plant one on his lips. He and Mommy caroused while his friends trickled in with girlfriends wearing white go-go boots, hot pants, hip huggers, and mini skirts, accessorized with beads, bangles, teased hair, and frosted lipsticks. These nights were legend. Nobody talked about working in hospital kitchens, laboring on construction sites, or cleaning hotel rooms. The milieu, pronounced Millet, was of happenings back home when the men cracked bottles of Johnny Walker Red and ladies sipped glasses of Punch Cuba. The house was transformed with young bodies gyrating to music and walls pulsating with laughter. I questioned if somebody had hit the number, but Mommy just said we were celebrating our love and pride for surviving the American dream. Eventually, the music tapered off and tones of calypso and reggae seeped in. American girls struggled to keep up with island girls' winding bodies, but soon figured out how to stay in the mix. By the wee hours of morning, the music lowered along with the lights. Lamps with colored bulbs were turned on, and some Aunt Somebody ushered me to bed. I obeyed and then snuck out to hear the soulful sounds of the impressions, the stylistics, or the whispers. Couples doing the bop gave way to slow dancing to Billy Paul's sultry rendering of Me and Mrs. Jones. And there in the midst of it all was my dad, bigger than life, leading the crowd and being young and carefree.
Thank you. Thank you. I have something. I was going to read my Juneteenth, but I got issues. And we ain't going to talk about the issues. Yeah, we could. 10 years after we was free. But thank you, President Biden and Vice President Kamala Harris, for making it a national holiday where people get paid and you get off. And then after me, one of my favorite poets, Ron. Thinking about you, Joe King, while I'm listening to Luther Vandross singing these words. Don't you remember you told me you loved me, baby? You said you'll be back one day. And you did, Joe. You married me. You took me out, and our love stood strong. We got married on your birthday, June 19th, 1983. Because he wasn't going to tell me. I forgot. I'm not hearing that shit. Missing you, husband. Our love still holds me down. Coming to the mic.
Did he get your
Come
flowers?
on.
What if we dropped flowers and roses on the people of Iran instead of destroying hospitals and schools? Flowers in every imaginable color instead of the gray, sinister look of bombs. What if we dropped flyers with information to gather the community for free food and resources, instead of dropping leaflets to the people in Gaza, informing them to shelter in place in order to survive the next attack? What if we asked politicians to come to an open mic or poetry slam, instead of inviting the public to watch a debate where each candidate battles and yells at each other, and at the end was still left confused about who we shall vote for? What if we all took the bus and train to get to work, instead of suffocating the earth with our cars' gases? Granted, what if politicians actually put more buses on the road and made them free, so more of us were enticed to commute? What if we said, "Good morning, you look great, enjoy this beautiful day," instead of commenting on a social media, telling the poster, "You suck, your opinion is wrong"? What if I simply stopped dreaming, knowing that it may be already too late to save us all, knowing that we're beyond the point of where we can be nice to each other, or beyond any hope to return planet Earth to before we polluted and destroyed it? Maybe I will find comfort that Mother Nature will always win. I will find solace knowing that once we suffocated from our own exhausts and verbal and physical attacks, once we made our planet uninhabitable, once we cancelled each other out and we are all gone, I have a feeling that our planet will continue to go on after we, humanity, is gone. It may take 1,000,000 years to recover and undo the damage that we caused. Nature will reboot itself. And then, if the planet dares, it may try and create a new batch of humans. Let's call that humanity version 2.0. And maybe that version of humans will finally learn to respect each other and Mother Nature once and for all. And that's it. Thank you.
Thank you. Wow. That is so true. Coming to the mic is one of my, she's a sweetheart. And she helps to run La Finca Garden. Frida. Woo! Yes. And please let them know. You said we were going to La Finca. Why are you looking at me like that?
All right, there's so many things, so many messages circling around in my head. Okay, so yeah, Ron used to be part of the Finca, and Jackie Kane ran a workshop at the Finca, and Keisha has been to the Finca, and we are going to still reboot the Finca. As a matter of fact, renovated it, they got a grant. We shouldn't be chased by mosquitoes, and they have 2 pavilions, 3 different places where you can get shade, and even a place where you can charge your phone, a solar hub. So, you know, if you're interested, also we have an online. Once a month we're going to have La Finca online, because a lot of people who love us and love what we do here with creative expressions and writing at La Finca, they move to other places and they want to be part of it. And on that note, I'm all about, let me think, I try to get a metaphor of that. We're like the nail, and we're trying to attract, we're going to be a magnet to attract people as opposed to separating. Because when I go on social media, even when I don't even want to go on social media, I'll be looking up something, and all kinds of people are so race and ethnic conscious. Early today, your granddaughter sang the Black National Hymn.
Yes.
what's it called?
Lift every voice.
Yeah, no, but it's not the national hymn,
It's
is
a
it?
black national anthem.
Yes,
Okay.
it is.
So I double checked and fact checked because it doesn't matter. Pete Seeger, I don't think he's black, but he made "We Shall Overcome," which was one of the anthems of the civil rights movement. We have to pull together. We have to build unity and stop all this hate. That's all I could say. Now, do I have a political poem? No, I don't. I have a romantic poem. Okay, so, but it relates to what Sonia was saying because the two people I talk about are no longer walking the earth. But anyway, when I travel in my dreams at night, I completely skip over the days of my marriage. And I don't want to relive or revive. So glad he spent time on the sofa outside and left me to cuddle in the world of my children. Instead, I traveled to my younger days, New York nights, chasing jazz and R&B. Orpheus I knew, tall and hunch-shouldered, no promises, and the bard who opened literary worlds, Bukowski, The Master and Margarita, Three Trapped Tigers, my bard. We drank words, Ron was wine, ruby and relevant. We read to each other. We were two of the Three Trapped Tigers. Life then was so rich and technicolor. We didn't need TV. We had ABC No Rio, The Life Cafe, Forays in St. Mark's books. Now that's where I go when I travel in my dreams at night. Elder days are sunrise, filtered white, cloudy. Watch the minutes, the mass moments. Try not to let the present inscribe the heavy breath of tigers.
Thank you. Coming to the mic next. Let me see. Angela, you ready?
Yeah.
One of our team members, Angela Brown.
This is not my own poem. This is by Ada Limon. And ironically, we had the Black National Anthem. And the poem that I found that I wanted to read today is called A New National Anthem. The truth is, I never cared for the national anthem. If you think about it, it's not a good song. And then there are the bombs. Always there is war and bombs. Once I sang it at homecoming and threw even the tenacious high school band off key. But the song didn't mean anything, just a call to the field, something to get through before the pummeling of youth. And one of the stanzas we never sing, the third that mentions no refuge could save the hireling and the slave. Perhaps the truth is that every song of this country has an unsung third stanza, something brutal snaking underneath us as we absentmindedly sing the high notes with a beer sloshing in the stands, hoping our team wins. Don't get me wrong, I do like the flag, how it undulates in the wind like water, elemental, and best when it's humble, brought to its knees, clung to by someone who has lost everything, when it's not a weapon, when it flickers, when it folds up so perfectly, you can keep it until it's needed, until you can love it again, until the song in your mouth feels like sustenance, a song where the notes are sung by even the ageless woods, the short grass plains, the Red River Gorge, the fistful of land left unpoisoned, the song that's our birthright, that's sung in silence when it's too hard to go on, that sounds like someone's rough fingers weaving into another's, that sounds like a match being lit in an endless cave, the song that says, my bones are your bones, and your bones are my bones. And isn't that enough? And
Powerful.
limon.
Wow. And completely right. But coming to the mic is Jill.
Good afternoon, everybody. Hi. In honor of the approaching summer, I'm going to read a poem about a tree that I can see from my window, and to remind people that nature, even in a place like New York City, is alive and well, and you can indulge in it for healing and with all the stuff going on. So it's called Talk to Me, Mister. 1. Awakening to spring. Outside my window, Mister stands tall, slowly awakening from his winter sleep, green leaves unfurling, whispering in the breeze, and shimmering in the sun. Talk to me, mister. Tell me of your winter slumber while the world outside spun and spun. Did you dream? Have you any wisdom or fanciful tales to share? Did you feel the cold snow heaped high against your trunk? And did you wish someone would have come, shoveled it away? Or was your sleep so deep that all thought and feeling ceased and desisted? 2. Nighty night. Outside my window, Mister stands tall. But now night has fallen, draping itself like a blanket over everything, even you. Talk to me, mister. Tell me, are you afraid of the dark? Do you fear what lurks in the evening shadows? Or are you unbothered, secure in the belief that the light will once again return tomorrow? 3. Summer music. Outside my window, Mister stands tall, now fully awakened into summer's warmth, his leaves a shady green canopy. Talk to me, mister. Tell me, do you like tickling the sky with your tippy-top branches just to hear the music of her laughter ringing through the air? 4. Falling back to sleep. Outside my window, Mister stands tall, his leaves now bright crimson as if set afire, soon curling before falling into dry heaps upon the ground that crackle and crunch underfoot. Mister yawns and begins to drowse, preparing for his winter sleep. But I whisper, before you go, talk to me, mister. Tell me your tales. Tell me your secrets. Tell me everything. Thank you.
That was nice, right?
Yes.
We have one more. My daughter, who's now, I don't know when it happened, but she thinks she's my mother. Okay? And my son, he thinks he's my father. Why do I have to explain where I'm going, what I'm doing?
What's your new perfume?
And I know they got me on GPS. Come on, Grandma.
She's the great grandma.
But you're the grandma.
No.
No, she's the great grandma. She's the great.
All right. True prose and beyond.
I can't.
Okay.
I don't know about this.
Tis to see beyond my chemistry, based beyond my knowledge of physics. My words are the most golden form. Wording is my option in a very simple analogy of silence of words. Sweet honey bliss on the harmony of your Swiss chocolate mocha chocolate cake. Touch me, once it touched my lips, it turned into chemistry beast, unstoppable in any spoken language, also in parables. Based on the culture of different religions, many gestures, including gurus and scholars, some had turned out for the purpose of making spoken word on wordscapes of their native language and bars of foreign speakers of true bars and beyond.
Thank you. Please.
Woo.
So I'm going to share a piece that's in progress, but I don't think I can hold it till November. So I've had a long period of, or I should call a hiatus, and thankfully, people have slowly called me back. I had a friend trick me into doing a role on Off-Broadway, and so I'm grateful for that people believe in me and in what I can do. And of course, now I'm inspired by the Knicks. Hello? Okay. Oh, boy. All right, so I'll just read a portion of it. Yes, they did. And before I know, I'm going to read. But the funny thing is, someone sat next to me on the bus, and she said, I was alive the last time. And I said, and so was I. Yeah. But the thing is, 2 weeks ago, I probably wouldn't have said so. You know what I mean? That was okay then. So what I remember about that is that my dad was happy, and I remembered all the players, and I've been a diehard Knicks fan ever since. In Chicago when the Bulls did the three-peat, and still a Knicks fan, so I will be at the parade on Thursday. Okay. Yeah, because I don't have another 53 years. Okay. Okay now. So the name of this piece is Night Moves. It was Friday, 5 o'clock p.m., Labor Day weekend, 2001. The phone rings. Mom, Dad's looking for the health insurance cards. What? Why? He needs them for the school enrollment forms. This could mess up everything. I'll be home as fast as I can. I knew exactly where the cards were, hidden in a box in the basement. The whole house was clean, so it wouldn't take long to figure out other things were missing. We weren't supposed to leave until Monday. After attending a coworker's birthday party, I would put the girls on the Amtrak to Penn Station. After 3 years of working for the state, I was used to payday being the last working day of the month. I knew everything had to be planned meticulously, or it could create a domino effect. I pulled up to the house, and there she was, my 4'9" Kabuki Theater next door neighbor, black-rooted drugstore blonde hair pulled up in an eternally messy bun, thick onyx mascara accentuated by black eyeliner extending past the corners of her narrow eyes. Her face was always coated in a stark white foundation and blood-red lipstick. She wasn't staggering yet, but the night was still young. Welcome, Jackie. She stood in high heels, resting her hand on top of my used Hyundai. Hello, Maria, I answered as she stood between me and the chain-link fence that contained 247 Hanover Street. I could see 17-year-old Ashley waiting inside through the bay window. Hi, Ash. My voice was steady. He's going crazy, she whispered. I replied with my eyes, mouthing, it will be okay. Thwack! The screen door startling us both, slamming as Maria stumbled in behind me. He appeared in the kitchen doorway, already glassy-eyed, a white dish towel over his shoulder, Marlboro cigarette dangling, needing to be ashed. "You're home early," he said. "Yeah," I said, placing my bag on the accordion hook near the front door. For most of the summer, I worked from 9 a.m. to 7 p.m. If I could manage it, I would return home just before dark, see the girls, retreat to my bedroom, and talk on the phone until I fell asleep. Best case scenario, I was fully clothed and never aware when he lay beside me after Maria crawled home to her boyfriend. There's our other feature. A few weeks ago, I woke up in the middle of the night to discover my husband and Maria peering out the back door. They weren't looking at anything in particular except for the occasional South Shore train passing and the starry night. The two sat at my kitchen table, tete-a-tete, like they were in a drive-in movie, radio low, candles burning, flesh gladiolas from the garden romantically placed in my grandmother's vase. The scene kind of unraveled me, so I tried to leave silently. In my haste, I made some noise, alerting them of my presence, so I slipped into the bedroom to avoid a scene. The next morning, he tried to explain, but I told him that there was no need. "I'm not fucking Maria," he said. "I know, you told me that before." With my hand on the front door, I continued. "By not fucking, do you mean not sucking? She's not sucking your dick either?" Deafening silence. "Okay, I'll see you after work."
Our second feature is here. Prince A. McNally. And Angela is going to read his bio. How are you? Good. It's good to see you too.
Prince A. McNally. A two-time Pushcart Prize and Best of the Net nominee, Prince McNally is a teaching and performance poet from New York City who facilitates workshops for children and adults, utilizing poetry and creative writing as a means of expression and self-discovery. His work has been published in the U.S. and abroad.
Hello, everybody. My apologies, my bad planning and not understanding the works of how the Bronx works. And then getting on the wrong train, thinking it was the right train. And, hello, beauty. Okay, let's see what we got here. The poem the one poem I want to read, the other one I want. Okay. This piece is called Easy, and it's not the one that I wanted to read for you guys, but I watched as you push through the temperament of your storm. I have watched you struggle. I have watched you fall and crumble to the ground. I cringed at the sound of your psyche splattering into 1,000 pieces, the rawness of your pain blaring like a trumpet. Each note an echo of anxiety, its breath reeking of shame, fear, and uncertainty, taunting you with an ever-persistent mantra, a looping voice that said, "You're not good enough. You're not smart enough. You're not pretty enough. You're not strong enough." But I don't believe it, and neither should you. I have watched you struggle. I have watched you fall and crumble to the ground. I cringed at the sound of your psyche splattering into 1,000 pieces, succumbing to the will of your fear. And I have watched you rise and gather those 1,000 shattered pieces, putting yourself together again. You turned the corner, you turned a deaf ear to the call of your anxiety. It may not have been pretty, but I watched in complete awe as you faced your storms head on, tackling life's most challenging maze, filled with obstacles that swallowed you whole in waves of blue ocean, forcing you to sink or swim. But despite your fear, you swam those waves. It wasn't easy watching you struggle through those heavy bouts of pain, fear, and uncertainty. You turned a deaf ear to the call of your anxiety at every corner, at every turn, until you could no longer hear its whispers, until your pulse stopped racing, until you were able to breathe easy again. At day's end, as the sun slowly slid beneath the purpley orange horizon, you were saddened. I saw you crying, tears the color of a blues song. Your voice, a haunting melody of psalms. When the heavens released its rains upon you, your body began to tremble as if God were moving through you like a storm.
All right. Thank you all for being here.
Thank you.
This has been wonderful.
Yes, it has.
I know that we got started a little bit late today and there's been a lot of interruptions, but thank you. I hope you enjoyed the BxArts Factory. It's they have stuff going on all the time. As you can see, there's art on all the walls. Usually there's art up here as well. And they here's the vice president of the BxArts Factory with her two little girls here. It's a wonderful place if you want to check them out online.
Please.
And come by sometime. And did you want to say anything about the BxArts Factory?
Please.
Thank you everybody for coming. We've been here, we've been around for over 10 years. But in this space around 5 years, and we were earlier, but the pandemic kicked everybody out and we were able to get the space again. And we're basically below market rent artist studios. And we do have a gallery that now it's empty, but we'll have something else coming up soon. Gallery space here, and Studio 13 is gallery space. And we do a lot of free programming. If you go to our newsletter or social media, you can always see what is going on in here. We have a residency for artists, like every 3 months. We're about to do the open call again. And that is, you get a free studio for 3 months. You get to create whatever you want. And then you have a solo show after, or an event, or whatever. It's for you to create something that you wouldn't create. It's scary. So it's for you to create something that you wouldn't create if you didn't have that space, basically. And yeah, any donations are welcome.
You've been out painting all day today, huh?
Well, at the end we didn't go painting, but we went to 3 different places. It was a 6 day in a row, so we decided not to. I'm painting a bike lane in Highbridge. It's a bike lane that goes from Highbridge down to the Harlem River and to the Greenway. So it's a 900 feet path, but it's a long thing. I'm already tired and we still have 1 more week to go.
Thank you all again for being here. Creative Expressions will be online next month.
Yes.
We are at the second Sunday of July, and then we are going to be taking a break for a couple of months, and then we'll be back again